G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mum and Dad Show. I'm infected. I'm an infected man. My little wife, little Dickie, little lady head doing.
Hello, darling. Kara speaking.
Kara speaking.
I have your bog roll, blow your nose.
I have the man flu.
Fumes.
I have bog roll here to blow me nose.
That's how Aussies do it.
We went through several different interpretations of what this was. Originally, we thought it was hay fever. We thought that for a few days, but then I woke up this morning coughing up green phlegm. And I've never been the same. When I'm sick, I am the biggest pussy to ever live.
Look at your eyes. If
They're
you're
dead
listening to
inside.
this, Isaac's eyes are all puffy. Still looks beautiful.
Yeah.
You poor little thing.
But that's okay. We get that on the big jobs, don't
Men
you?
just get hit differently with sickness. Like they just don't handle the flu.
No, it'll be interesting because Gabe's going to have it next week because he's sitting in the room with us, so he's going to have it.
Jesus.
But you were sick last week, and I think
Yes.
you've dodged it and flicked it out the back to me, which was nice of you.
My head's been hurting today and my right gland slightly.
Ooh, we haven't told the people about your glands.
What about them?
Dickie gets these glands going, and she freaks out. She panics every time the glands get going.
It's
she
my
freaks
thing.
out.
It's my cue for if I'm under the weather, my glands go up like
And
a
you
big
panic.
frog, and I freak out and go, something's wrong.
You panic and you freak out, and I
do.
get it. I understand.
Well, no one likes being sick.
No, I will. No,
You
they don't.
poor little darling.
But I will live.
And he's on keto, guys, so he can't have any honey, can't have lemon.
Had to
All of the
find-
things I'm trying to fix him with, he cannot have.
Well, I'm trying to get to about just under 105 kilos for your birthday, which is next week. It's little Dickie's
Just for
birthday on
one
the 4th
day.
of December. I'll just go off it for a day and smash some pizzas and then get back on it, which is fine. I'm not mad.
I think you look great.
Thanks, dear. But it's I'm only a couple of kilos off what I want to be anyway, so they are usually the slowest ones to come off.
I'm a couple of kilos from where I wanted to be.
Where you want to be?
Well, I was sort of at a decent-ish weight, I think,
You're a
for me
great weight.
before pregnancy. I've put on 3 kilos so far, and
Oh,
I'm
you
19
fat
weeks.
bitch.
You fat whore.
You fat dog.
Yes, so that's what I've done so far. But
You got a
so far
fucking-
it's not too bad.
You got a big fucking growth inside you.
I do.
You got a big 1.25 litre bottle of Coke growing in you.
Oh no!
You do.
I think that their head's 50% of their size at this stage.
Oh, and if you don't know, we announced on this channel last Friday exactly what type or species of child we're going to have.
Half greyhound, half boy.
It's a little man.
We're having a little dude.
We're having a little boy, and we are super pumped. We're over the moon with it. Well, I wasn't until I got sick, and now I'm only thinking about myself.
Typical.
But no, we're very, very pleased with that. And we, I don't know, there's a lot of things that go through your mind about having a young bloke. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who'll be like, oh, here comes another, male piece of shit, yada, yada, yada.
Absolutely.
And that's how I'm going to raise him.
We're going to teach him to be hitting drywall at about 3.
Yeah, if he's not like hitting drywall in front of the girls at preschool, then is he really having a go?
Yeah, that's not our son if he's not.
No. So, but I know a lot of people say that, particularly with me as the dad, it's sort of like,
You were born to be an awesome dad.
I can't wait. I can't
You're
wait to
such a
kick the
good
footy and cuddle up and tell stories, all that type of shit. That's
Change nappies.
changing nappies.
Get peed
and
on.
Get pissed on.
Get spewed on.
And that's just from Claire. And no, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic.
And terrifying.
It is terrifying. It is scary. But it's one of those things where we are going into the darkness without a headlamp. You know, some people have done it before us, a lot of people, most people, but still, it's
burped
just
in the
as
mic,
scary. You burped in the mic. That's okay.
Always do.
You could have just ignored it. No one would have known. Now everybody
Nah,
knows
they'd
about
hear
your
it.
burping tendencies.
I'm a prego lady and I burp when I have my bubbly water.
And we felt the little man
Yes.
move.
Yes, that was exciting. That was really
crazy.
cool. So that was the first time, and I think pretty much the main time.
Yeah.
Nothing since. And it was like a weird butterfly fizzy feeling in my tummy. Wasn't a fart. Definitely wasn't.
Lots of people thought it was, but
Lots
it
of people
wasn't.
thought it was. It wasn't. And I freaked out because I'd never felt it before. And based on what like other girlfriends have said and online, and I went, oh, I think that's it. And then it happened again, and I went, that's definitely it.
Yeah.
So I freaked out, and I was selling merch at the show, and I was like, I've got to find Butterfield.
You ran in.
So I sprinted around.
I was consuming a steak,
You
and
were.
you came gallivanting in, storming
And
into
I
the
said,
room.
your boy's kicking.
He's kicking, he's moving.
Yeah.
We've got a scan coming up this week too, so we'll be able to see the little guy. It's a 20-week scan, so we're over halfway.
Oh, thank Christ.
Is it becoming easier, do you think, mentally?
Mentally, yes. Depends on the day. It's very scary knowing how much bigger he's going to get.
Yeah.
That freaks me out.
I mean, what is he going to double in size sort of thing?
Like every few weeks.
Mm.
And then he ends up being the size of a wedding cake or a giant watermelon.
Shit.
Yep.
No, not a giant watermelon.
It is a watermelon.
He's not. I've held babies. They're not giant watermelons.
Well, on my app,
he's going to be a 1.25 bottle litre of Coke.
LA Cola.
LA
Ice.
Cola. That's the only thing we're having in our household. I'll tell you that much. But, Dickie, we've also got something important to talk about, and that is our relationship with Newcastle Dog Rescue. And we're going up there. We went up there last week, and we're going to have a video out at the end of this week of our little day trip up to go and hang out with the pups.
You guys will love it.
You'll love it. We got to see a lot of puppies and dogs that need homes and all that type of stuff. And an amazing facility that Newcastle Dog Rescue has. But I believe you wanted to showcase a particular dog today.
Millie the Greyhound. I won't ramble on too much because I know not everyone listening to this wants to foster a dog or a dog.
And not everyone's in Newcastle, so that's
not
also
everyone's
an
in
issue.
Newcastle, so I understand that. So all I will say is, if you love greyhounds or dogs and you want to adopt one, Millie is a beautiful 9-year-old black greyhound. She's on my Instagram. Go check her out. She's been waiting a long time for a forever home, and she's bloody beautiful. If you have me on Instagram, I had a little cry about her the other night because I was like, let's just get her, but we just can't. The house is full. We travel too much, and
there's
we're
children on the
expecting.
way. Yeah, the big problem with us is because we're away all the time. Claire's parents look after our dogs, so that would
They're
be
not
unfair.
sprightly anymore. They can't.
No,
have
they're
another
very,
dog.
very old.
They're
very,
very old.
Like old furniture. They are dusty, crusty, and falling apart. Old Jeffrey.
But yeah, check out Millie. She's
gorgeous.
She's beautiful. If you look at Rose and go, oh my God, she's like a black version of Rosie.
But I guess you also don't have to adopt. You can also foster dogs.
Big
so
thing.
if you've got a bit of room at your house or whatever, you can always
Fostering's
foster
great.
a dog, look after it for a little while.
Save it from being put down.
Yeah, because that is the reality of the situation. And I said this morning after we were talking about it. It's not putting them down. It's killing them.
It's killing them. Yeah.
It's killing them. It's like literally, unless you take this dog, it will be killed.
It happened this morning when I was looking at some that I wanted and I was like, oh, fuck.
It's pretty upsetting, isn't it?
It is. But we have the power to change it. So check out Dog Rescue Newcastle and see what you can do.
Yeah.
If not, share.
And like, if you've got 2 dogs today, and we're not expecting you to take it, but
No.
if you know someone who's looking for a dog and they're looking at like breeders and stuff, go and get one of these guys. They're
Fuck
better.
off the backyard breeders, guys.
Yeah, there's too many people having dogs and then
Pieces
selling
of
them for
shit.
cash. And then if
And they don't know what they're fucking doing either.
no, and then if they don't find a home, they just go, oh well, too bad.
Yep, that's how they're all ending up at the pounds. And then the good people at Dog Rescue Newcastle and all these other places are having to save all these puppies.
So who funds Dog Rescue Newcastle?
I believe it's self-funded.
Yeah, okay.
And there's like you can donate and things like that, but I think it's all self-funded. Yeah, they're incredible.
Good people.
Very, very good people. Friends of the channel.
And you are, you're on their little Facebook page there, and they do a lot of great stuff, and they're always trying to help people out and all that type of stuff, and it's beautiful.
I think they're probably the nicest people I've ever met.
Beautiful people doing beautiful things. We wrapped up the New Normal tour last week. Probably why I sound like this.
I think it is. I think you're run down.
Well, shaking hands with bloody 1,200 people doesn't help.
And some of you guys with your fucking hands, I don't know what you do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's wrong with their hands?
Oh, a lot of people have really sticky hands, especially
Yes.
blokes.
Yeah, blokes always have sticky things.
Something's going on.
Sticky hands,
Sticky
sticky
dicks.
underpants, stinky dicks. Disgraceful.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, we're going to have merch next week for the show. Did we all know this? We're going to have
No.
merch, yeah. So the guys,
It's next week.
they messaged me. They said next week the merch will arrive.
Oh my God. I'm so excited.
So we'll be able to wear it on the show show it off, and it's
I'm gonna wear
going
it
to
dog
be.
walking.
You got to wear it dog walking.
Oh, what about this? So at our local pharmacy, I won't say where, the girls in the pharmacy, when we went in there the other week, they looked and they must think we're the most self-obsessed people because they saw that I had merch on with our heads, and she went, "Oh, you're wearing a shirt with yourself
each other
on
on
it." And I was like, "What's worse? Do I say if I go, oh, it's merch, it makes me sound like
Yeah.
a conceited bitch. But if I go, yeah, it just looks like I'm a little bit."
So they don't know that we are big deals.
You're a big deal. I'm your offsider.
You're my
I'm first lady. I always say that. I don't find it insulting.
You are my Watson to my Sherlock.
Sure.
My Will Ferrell to my what's the old mate's name in that movie? Old mate, the bloke, the fella, John C.
You're
Reilly.
Adam Sandler. I'm Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, we're enemies.
Do we come together at the end? No.
I'm Shooter McGavin. You're my grandma.
Okay.
No.
You will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
You're Shooter McGavin. I'm Shooter No, I'm Owen Wilson and you're the other bloke.
Oh, Owen Wilson. What a beautiful man.
Jesus.
I bet he's really nice.
He's a cunt, apparently.
Who said that?
He killed
You're talking shit.
Killed dogs for a living. That's what he did.
Did not.
Did.
Also, Isaac's drinking his tea for his throat out of a beautiful Christmas mug. Oh.
Cheers. Merry Christmas. All our Christmas things are up. Gabe, did you notice that on the way into the house?
I did notice, not inflated though.
Well, it's fucking daytime. But yeah, no, we got everything we need. I think at the moment we've got all these big, beautiful things and lights, and we put them up on like the 15th of November. Which
Little man's room. Tell him what's in there.
which part?
The tree.
Oh, our little boy. He's gonna have our Christmas tree, our first one that we ever had. When I was living at home and Claire would come over, we would basically spend all the time in my room.
Rootin' like rabbits.
Rooting like rabbits.
I'm
And but because the rest of my family was, living life out in the lounge room, and a lot of them were younger kids sort of thing. It's the only place you could sort of escape to. Anyway, we had a Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. It's a tiny little one with little baubles on and all that type of cute stuff. And we put our little presents around it every year. Mm-hmm. And now it's up in our little man's room.
It's up in Bubba's room.
It's
a
up
bit
there,
cute,
so it's
isn't
going to
it?
be beautiful.
It's so sweet. I think,
And,
and it's got dog ornaments on it.
What else have we got up there? We've got the cot, we've got the change table, we've got
Yes.
like a set of drawers, we've
Yep.
got clothes hanging up,
Stuffed animals.
stuffed animals everywhere. What else? You bought like a little hammock.
Toy hammock.
A hammock
I bought a toy
for
hammock
the toys.
off Amazon.
But it come with this fucking giant screw. And I was like, Jesus Christ, how heavy are these fucking toys are going to stick in there?
But it'll look great.
It will look great.
It was on Amazon and I saw it on Pinterest and I went,
Ooh, very nice, very shades.
little man deserves it.
He does deserve it. He's going to be a beautiful little dude. But yeah, so we finished up on tour.
Yep.
Which,
How are you feeling about finishing up?
I'm pretty pleased about it, to be honest. I was a bit not over stand up, but that show I was a bit, because I've been doing it for 2 fucking years.
Yeah, it's a long time to do the same material. Jack Whitehall.
Yeah, he didn't seem to do anything about that though. A lot of comedians just do the same material for year after year, but that tour was, and don't get me wrong, it changed over time, but the main bits were always the same, and I changed bits and pieces. But over that period, we must have done like 40 shows or something like that. And then right at the start, that was when COVID kicked off. That was 2020. 2000. It was the year 2000. I was 7. It was 2020, I believe. And that was when, if you recall, the comedy festival got cancelled.
Yes.
And that was when I was going to debut this one. And I was actually pretty
Yes.
happy because I hadn't finished the hour. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to work hard to finish it, but I didn't have to. Anyway, I think we got a couple of shows done that year out in like Orange and Wagga and stuff like that, if you remember. We went with Reddy and stuff like that. And then we came back early in the next year and COVID had sort of like, it was in one of those troughs, and we went and did Melbourne. And I did the first hour on stage. It was my first time on stage in like 8 or 9 months. And I was doing it this hour for the very first time. It was fucking heinous.
Big moment. You did great though. No one
was
else would
alright.
have known, but
Oh,
to you it was like,
I had so many
God.
notes on stage. It was like I was reading from a fucking novel.
And that's okay. You did a beautiful job. Everyone will agree.
And a lot of people have like, I was talking about this with a young bloke the other day.
Hey.
What was his name? Sammy. I'm going to find him because he's a very funny comic.
Oh, yes. Yep,
Sammy, I always forget his fucking name.
Didn't you forget it on stage?
I forget it on stage. I told him I was going to forget it. I said, I'm really sorry.
Knut
No, that's definitely not
I'm
it.
not being racist.
You're racist. I'll find it. Hang on. And he was a great dude. Sammy Al Badri. Mm-hmm. Sammy Al Badri. Good dude. And really nice guy. And I tell you what, I fucked up his name when he walked on, which was upsetting. But I chased him as he was walking out, apologising, so it was all right.
Oh.
I'm a nice guy. Oh, God.
No.
It's spreading. Like,
Oh, fuck.
Gabe, it's your next dickhead.
Yeah. Spewing.
Yeah, it's going to be a big week for you, mate.
I said it fucking cancelled all the shows, all the podcasts.
I cancelled the podcast yesterday. I had to do it. It had to be done for the people.
The things he does for you guys.
Yeah, you fucking hot dogs buy a merch,
But
boys.
then you see those YouTubers and they're all like, which is fine.
Because you kept saying this to me. You were like,
All the ones that I follow, they're always like, hey, sorry, did a big poo today, won't be uploading. And then there's another one that's like, got tonsillitis, so won't be doing it today. And I'm like, fair enough.
but
you
I
just keep
have
going.
uploaded.
I've never met someone with more dedication than you.
I've
Not to blow
uploaded-
your horn.
Please, just touch it.
Hey,
just
just touch it.
I've uploaded 3 videos a week for like 4 years non-stop.
Oh, he's incredible.
I usually have a week off every year from videos
You'll probably do more when the baby's here, just to escape them.
just to get away from you guys. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I want to keep up the
Poor
same
Dickie.
amount,
Yeah, definitely.
but I think that's doable.
yeah.
I'm also working on a book, which people don't know about, but that's exciting.
Are you allowed to mention it yet?
Ah, fuck 'em.
Fair enough.
Working on that. So there's a lot of things going on next year. There won't be much stand-up, but there will be, and we're going to try and do this before our little one's born. We're going to try and do some shows at Jeez, you slammed that bottle down. Well done. We're going to try and do some live ghost hunting shows. So we've got one coming up tomorrow
if Anne and Renata
night.
will put up with us.
Tomorrow night at Maitland Jail. I think
Yes.
there's like 10 tickets left, general admission tickets. The VIP's sold out so quick, it was crazy. Gabe, do you want to come to that?
Maybe.
There's no beef
Do,
if you
do,
don't
do,
want
do you
to.
need me?
I don't know, but it might be.
If you need some content, I'm down to come. Maybe I can bring the missus.
Oh yeah,
Something to do.
yeah. Bring her along for sure, absolutely.
Cool.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's a date night.
I don't think we'll go. He doesn't like that stuff, does he?
I'm sure he'd go if you asked him.
We can talk to him. It is on
There's tea and
It is
coffee.
on a Tuesday night, so we could potentially film the podcast up there,
Oh.
In the realm of possibility, yeah.
or we could film the podcast here and then go straight.
I think
there.
that's a better
That's
idea.
a better
considering
idea.
the equipment and that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Fucking.
No, I just don't want to freak out Anne and Renata.
We can't get in there until 8 o'clock anyway.
God, that's late.
I know it's going to be a late one for you. You'll be yawning the
Oh
night
my
away.
God. I tell you what, though, I'm so excited.
What for?
Ghost hunting.
I know it's going to be great, and we're ghost hunting with big groups of people.
It'll be so good.
The way it's going to work is we're going to do an hour and a half podcast at the start, talking
Hour
about
and a half?
an hour then.
Oh my God.
We're going to do a 20-minute podcast at the start for Claire. She's going to go for a nap. Then we'll do the rest of it.
Yep.
And then following that, so we're going to talk about things like the people who were in Maitland Jail. And we want to do this about other venues throughout Australia. So if you have ideas, let us know in the
Or
comment
if
section.
you are a venue, hit us up.
If you're a venue,
If you're a
hello
building
out there.
watching this.
We remember that building that told me that we couldn't do the ghost hunting there because
Doesn't align.
it said what was it? Some house. They go beep house cannot have Isaac Butterfield here because our views don't align with his. I'm like,
Graham Hancock.
You don't have views. You're a fucking house. We have been watching Graham Hancock's show, which is
Awesome.
Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix.
He
it's
looks
great.
glazed in every episode.
I think he
though.
does. I think he does smoke a bit.
He's like, do you really think he does?
Yeah, he
'Cause
did.
he's
He has talked
always
about
like,
that. He talked about that a lot with Joe Rogan a few years ago, but I think he has stopped. I'm not 100% sure.
I think he should.
He's a big proponent of this idea that maybe, let's say, around, I think it was like within the 1,000 years after the last ice age or thereabouts, there was, and prior to the last ice age, we're talking 12,600 years. Oh no, it would be 14,600 years ago. So 12,600 BC. There was an ancient civilization. What are you fucking laughing at?
I just can't escape this podcast that you're talking about. I just keep hearing about it every day.
It's
need
a
to watch
show.
it.
It's a
Yeah,
series.
Yeah.
On
Well, so
Netflix.
he keeps coming back on Joe Rogan's podcast, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You
a great.
need to watch the show and the podcast.
So
You'll
I
like
think
it.
we're up to episode 7 tonight, but episode 8 will blow your mind, Claire. It will fucking, because they're going to talk to a guy called Randall Carlson who's an expert in basically big
everything.
cataclysms. I think all cataclysms are big, but anyway. So that's going to be really interesting. And talking about this idea that there was ancient people who could do pretty incredible things. Have you
I
ever
don't
heard
doubt
of, I think it was in Iraq, where lots of great things happen. a battery was found. Now, this battery, the Baghdad battery, right?
Oi.
So the Baghdad battery is the name given to a set of 3 artifacts which were found together: a ceramic pot, a tube of copper, and an iron rod. It was discovered in present-day Iraq in 1936, close to the metropolis of Ctesiphon, the capital of Parantheon. Anyway, it's estimated to be around 2,000 years old. And it was a battery. It was used to power things. And people are like, well, what the fuck? What is this sort of thing? Like, that's pretty crazy, right? But someone had that knowledge. Someone had the ability to go out there and make something that could actually power something. I don't know quite what. There was another one, an ancient, I think it was an ancient battery, or something else. I remember it being dug out of something out of the ground, or something like that. Maybe it's not a battery. Maybe it was. Does anyone know electronics? Ancient electronics? Nah, I can't find it. Someone might know in the comment section what I'm talking about. But this idea that there was a group of people, a
lot smarter than
15,000 years ago,
not just hunt and gatherers.
Not just hunters and gatherers living in mud huts. There were people, apparently, living in the world that were very, very intelligent and could move. This is what sort of sticks out. Move these giant things of fucking stone. Like, the little
like
weighing.
The pyramid things, right?
Like the pyramids. Yeah. And so the one that Graham Hancock always goes back to is the Sphinx, right?
Yeah.
So the reason that you can't, you've probably heard of carbon dating, I'm sure. You can't carbon date stone because it's fucking billions of years old. So you can carbon date, let's say, a bone or organic remains because they have carbon. All that.
This feels like I've walked into a podcast that I don't belong in.
Sorry.
My brain's just going.
So on what Gabe said about the pyramids, right? There's an idea that the Sphinx was...
Joe Rogan, get him on for fuck's sake.
The idea that
Please.
the Sphinx was actually a lot older than what people think.
Yep.
And the reason they think that is because there's these water erosion marks on the Sphinx that only could have been caused by a massive flood or a massive deluge that happened in the Nile Valley around the end of the Ice Age 12,000 years ago. And the Sphinx, they reckon, is only a couple of thousand years old. So the idea is, and this is what Graham says,
Your dad went to Egypt, didn't he?
Yeah, around a lot of places all over the world, like Göbekli Tepe, and none of these other ones that I can't remember because they're just very confusing names, but that one sticks out. There's some in Japan, there's some in Mexico, some even in America, that someone else built them, and then the people who used them last found them. So the Egyptians found the Sphinx and then built things around it. Graham thinks that the Sphinx itself was actually a large a lion's head, and then the ancient Egyptians, come along and chiseled out a pharaoh's head out of it. So, and these are all just, they're very different ideas to what the mainstream idea is. And Graham's been banned from fucking Egypt just because he's saying these things.
Yeah, of course. Can I have some bog roll, please?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of that.
Tonight,
that tickles my fancy a little bit.
Watch the first episode. They're only 30 minutes long.
So I thought this guy just did podcasts. I didn't know about the season.
He's a journalist. He wrote a book in 95 or 96 called Fingerprints.
On it.
He looks good.
He looks so relaxed.
He does. He's just some granddad who loves shit. He wrote a book called Fingerprints of the Gods, and we've got that upstairs. And basically...
Glad you said that. I had it in my phone to get it for you for Christmas.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And I finished up your birthday present shopping today, by the way.
Big black dildos.
Big black dildos. So he's a very interesting guy, and he pushes against the mainstream narrative, and they are
good on him.
They are dead against what he's doing, and it's
he's
so
not
crazy.
Doing anything wrong. That's the crazy
it's
part.
It's crazy. They just cannot comprehend.
There's no malice in what he's saying.
But this is the thing. Their entire careers are built on the fact that they are right and no one else is right.
Yeah.
Or that you have to agree with what they're saying, otherwise you're wrong.
I can understand where they're coming from, but also, I don't know, get over it type of thing.
What's the harm in entertaining the idea?
Yes.
If you want the
100%.
truth, like,
Yes.
why would you ban them?
100%.
Well, their whole thing is built on it. So let's look at Egypt. Their tourism's built on it. They have experts, Egyptologists.
A lot of money in it.
There's a lot of money involved. And I think it's more than anything, I think it's pride. It's like, no, this man isn't even an
You're a
archaeologist.
journo,
He's a
fuck off.
journalist.
Yeah.
But he's incredibly intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
And he puts together, and I've heard him on Rogan many years ago, he puts together a really, really interesting case for what he's talking about. And the last episode that we haven't watched yet, I know it's with Randall Carlson. And that will blow your mind because he talks about these cataclysms, these comet impacts during a period of the end of the last ice age called the Younger Dryas era or period, where there was a giant world flood.
Wow.
And at that time, there are, and you can see it in any culture today,
Yep.
any ancient culture, any indigenous culture, they all have stories of floods.
Yep.
And they think that these aren't just stories.
And they are all fascinated by astronomy, aren't they?
Astronomy,
Yeah.
snakes, floods.
All the same stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
every one of these flood stories then has an outcome of someone being vastly more intelligent than them turning up and telling them what to do. So the idea is it's not aliens, it's someone who
I
knows.
like to think there's aliens. Too.
Well, these people may as well have been aliens to them because their knowledge was vastly superior. And this happens now. Like, you can go to places in the Amazon rainforest and stumble across tribes that don't even fucking wipe their buttholes. I don't know. You go anywhere and you stumble across people. I've been to parts of Australia that I look and go, fucking hell, these cunts are 6,000 years in the past.
Oh, God. How's your nose feeling?
Yeah, good. But you ever been to Broken Hill? Jesus Christ, that place should be fucking bombed.
It's a bit loose.
Jesus, Baghdad of Australia. But no, I highly, highly recommend Agent Apocalypse. It's a great show.
Thank you. I agree, it's really good. But
Sorry.
I'm not smart enough to talk about it.
I was so pumped that you got into it.
Yeah, I'm into it.
No,
I just don't
that's
have
what I mean.
The know-how to converse like a fucking professor like you do.
No, but it's because
Isaac's really smart and doesn't know how smart he is, so I'm just sort of sitting here.
I am incredibly intelligent.
Oh, Jesus
I think I'm
Christ.
just good at remembering things,
Yes,
and I think I remember facts.
I do not.
Like facts quite well, or at least the idea of facts. Like, let's say that I listen to someone and they say, 75% of people do this. I would repeat that to someone else and I'd go, 85% of people do this. Just naturally. I'm in the right ballpark, but not quite on the money.
It's good enough.
I think it is good enough. Jack of all trades, master of absolutely none.
What's mine?
What's yours?
Yeah.
You're a fucking mad cunt, Claire. Nah, I tell you what you're good at. You're good at being the mum of the world.
How boring.
No, because everyone needs someone stable, loving, and caring.
Stable?
Yeah,
Have you
I know,
seen
that's
my
fair.
medicine drawer?
That's fair. Someone beautiful to look after them. And you're the most caring person that I know. And I know that our little boy will look up every single morning and see a beautiful, happy person right there to
huge
take care of him
norks.
with big titties.
They're going to fill.
They're gonna fill this room.
They
Thank
are.
Christ.
Louis not going to get in the door.
Not if I have any way to do
They-
anything to do with it. Right, I've had enough of this shit. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on the Mum and Dad Show.
What
Merch
an
next
episode.
week.
It was a fucking. It sounds like we've both been blazed off our heads.
I
with
feel
this.
blazed off my head. I'm hot. I'm really hot.
We need to open a. I'll open a bit of the garage.
Somebody
or
crack the
something.
garage. Claire, I'm enjoying playing with your feet with my feet at the
Me
moment.
too.
But and we got a new rug. That's exciting. It was
Yes.
only $80 and it's 3 meters long.
So yeah. Thanks for a wonderful episode, everyone. Isaac needs to go to bed.
Fuck off. No, I got another podcast to do.
I know,
Toodaloo
but
of
he needs to lay
bye-bye.
down.
Noot noot.
He needs to lay down. Bye.